Paul was sailing toward Rome as a prisoner, guarded by Julius the centurion. The journey had already become difficult, and the season for sailing had grown dangerous. Paul warned them that the voyage would bring great loss, but the centurion trusted the pilot and the owner of the ship instead. Then a gentle south wind began to blow. It looked like the right moment. It looked like the warning had been wrong. But before long, a hurricane-force wind called the northeaster swept down upon them, and the ship was driven helplessly across the sea. Sometimes the storm does not begin with thunder. Sometimes it begins with a gentle wind that makes the wrong decision look safe. I believe God, it will happen just as He told me. Though I cannot see the sun, though the stars have disappeared, I believe God, when the storm is stronger than me, when the night refuses to end, my hope is not anchored in the weather. My hope is anchored in His word. The storm battered them violently. They threw cargo into the sea. Then the ships tackled with their own hands. For many days neither sun nor stars appeared, and the raging storm would not release them. At last Luke writes the words every frightened heart understands. We finally gave up all hope of being saved. But when everybody else had lost hope, Paul stood among them with a promise. Take courage, not one of you will be lost, only the ship will be destroyed. Last night an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I serve stood beside me and said, "Do not be afraid, Paul." And Paul declared, "I have faith in God that it will happen just as He told me." I believe God, it will happen just as He told me. Though I cannot see the sun, though the stars have disappeared, I believe God, when the storm is stronger than me, when the night refuses to end, my hope is not anchored in the weather. My hope is anchored in His word. 14 nights they were driven across the sea, until the sailors sensed that land was near. They dropped 4 anchors from the stern and prayed for daylight. Some sailors tried to escape in the lifeboat, but Paul warned, unless these men stay with the ship, you cannot be saved. Faith did not make Paul careless. He trusted God and still gave practical instructions. He told exhausted men to eat because they needed strength to survive. Then, in front of frightened sailors, soldiers, and prisoners, Paul took bread, gave thanks to God, broke it, and ate. 276 people were aboard, and courage began to spread. One person trusting God can bring steadiness into a room full of fear. Sometimes your storm is financial, bills are rising, and you do not know where the answer will come from. Sometimes your storm is medical. One phone call changes the direction of your week. Sometimes your storm is your family. Everybody is talking, but nobody is listening. Sometimes your storm is your marriage. You are both still in the same house, but the distance feels like an ocean. Sometimes your storm is raging, waiting for work, waiting for healing, waiting for your child to come home, waiting for the prayer you have prayed for years. Sometimes the sun disappears, sometimes the stars disappear, sometimes every familiar sign that helped you know where you were going disappears. But God does not disappear when you cannot read the sky. Remember who rules it. When you cannot control the storm, hold tightly to the promise. When daylight came, they saw a bay and tried to run the ship toward the shore. But the vessel struck a sandbar, the bow stuck fast, while the stern broke apart beneath the pounding waves. The ship was lost exactly as Paul had said, but God's promise concerning the people remained. Those who could swim went first, the others held on to planks and broken pieces of the ship, and every one of them reached land safely. Sometimes God saves the person without saving the ship. Sometimes the thing you thought you needed to survive breaks apart beneath you. The job may go, the plan may fail, the door may close, the structure you trusted may fall to pieces. But broken pieces in the hands of God can still carry you to shore. I believe God, it will happen just as He told me. Though the ship may break beneath me, His promise will not break. I believe God, when I cannot see tomorrow. I believe God, when all human hope is gone. My hope is not anchored in the weather, not in the ship beneath my feet. My hope is anchored in the living God, and He will carry me through the storm. The storm was real, the ship was broken, the night was long, but God had not lost control. 276 people entered the storm, 276 people reached the shore. So when your own sea begins to rise, remember Paul's words, I believe God.